Okay, so this will be episode 42 of Casey's Beer Reviews. As you can see in front, we'll be tasting Mountain Goat, very enjoyable beer. Got my One Day Cricket Australia shirt on in memory of the great Shane Warne, who passed away about this time last week, I'd say. It was Friday night in Thailand. Obviously he's Australia's greatest ever spin bowler, arguably Australia's second greatest player ever after the great Sir Donald Bradman. So before we get into the beer, and the beer is an honour to him because it is GOAT, the greatest of all time. Just a quick little bit of information on the great Shane Warne. A lot of people don't like him, a lot of people loved him, but whatever reason, he was the greatest Australian spin bowler, probably the greatest Australian player I ever saw. I did see him a few times at the SCG playing in test matches and in one-dayers. So this is off, I'm reading this off Crit Today by Renan Wilburn Albert, and the first sentence sort of gave me the shits because it starts off saying the entire cricketing fraternity was left stunned by the sudden demise of Australian legend Shane Warne at 52. It wasn't a demise. The poor bastard had a heart attack and died. There's no demise. It wasn't like he went off the tracks, started doing drugs, was begging for money. There was no demise. So that's sort of upset me a bit, but this is his record. So we'll quickly go through because we want to get to the beer. Obviously, first bowler to claim 600 and 700 wickets in test matches. That Muralitharan, I think he's Sri Lankan. He's taken over 800, but obviously he was a chucker, so I don't reckon half his wickets should count. The most wickets by an Australian cricketer, obviously. He took a combined total of 999 wickets, 708 in test matches, and the most wickets in the calendar year in tests. So that was achieved in 2005, where he picked up a whopping 96 wickets from 15 matches at an average of 22.02. 22.02. Number 4, most wickets in Ashes history. So in 36 tests, he picked up 195 wickets at an average of 23.25. 11 5-wicket hauls, and 4 times he claimed 10 wickets in a test match against England. In fact, he first made an impression on the international stage when he bamboozled Mike Gatting, the big fat porker, with the ball of the century. He did not look back after that. And number 5, most runs in test career without a century. So we always remember that game. 99, went for the big slog against New Zealand. He was caught by some dickhead called Mark Richardson off Vittoria's bowling. And that dickhead took a big bow when he should have just fucking moved on. So my heart goes out to Shane Warne's family and his friends and his fans. He was Australia's greatest ever bowler, closely followed by Glenn McGrath, I guess, but then again he goes out and shoots elephants. The great DK Lilly. So that's Warnie. Rest in peace, bro. So we're going to try this beer, which is the Mountain Goat, 4.2%. established in 1997. It's not a craft beer. It's not an independent brewery. It says Mountain Goat Beer in Richmond, Victoria. It's brewed by part of the Asahi Beverages. Beer made in Australia, please be responsible. So, its appearance, its aromas are tropical fruit and floral aroma. Flavour is a mild malt sweetness with a crisp, clean finish. This is what they say about it. It's an uncomplicated anytime sort of beer with a mountain goat twist. Thanks to the generous allotment of Australian Galaxy and Ella hops and a painstaking fermentation schedule, we've landed on this clean, balanced lager. It's one very enjoyable beer. Well, I've had two. It's nothing great. It's not the greatest of all time. It's nothing like Shane Warne, but it's drinkable. Like, for a 6-pack at celebrations at the Lapo, it was, I think, $17 for a 6-pack, and they did have it on special at $52 for 24. So that's good value for money. So we'll get it open. Let's get that pour in there vigorously so we get a nice good looking froth on top. And that's a beautiful looking froth. It's white in colour. The beer itself looks like a yellowy to golden amber. Or if you've ever seen mountain goat piss, probably the same colour. Very lightly carbonated. Not much bubbles happening there. No haziness. So that ferry's going all the way to... Where could we go today? It's going all the way to Thailand. Pick up the Warnie. So there's just a few bubbles coming out of that. Smell. Yeah, it smells like beer. My son reckons this is the worst beer he's ever tried. Obviously he hasn't drunk West End or Forex, or else he would then know that they are the fucking worst beers ever. So let's try it. Cheers. So, no bitterness. It's got 22 TIBU, so that's low in bitterness, which you'd expect from being a lager. I don't really taste anything tropical or floral, but that's what they say. To me, it's more the grainy, more of a grain, like the malts or whatever they use, probably barley, obviously. That's more of the flavour that I'm getting than the hop flavour. So it's the third one. Look, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as what you'd think, but it's not as great as what they're trying to tell us by naming it goat. So I'll give it a ranking. I'll give it a rating. Look, in the Kendall scale, I'd say it's a good beer. It's not poor, it's not bloody good, it's not a fucking senator, but it's a good beer. Like, for what it's worth, for what you pay, it's okay. You can drink it anytime. It's not heavy. It's quite light to drink. It's quite a nice, dry, crisp finish. So it's a good beer. Out of 5, I'll go 1.5. 1.5 to 2. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully, Warnie's family can farewell him. I don't know when that's going to happen over this next week, because his body just came back to Australia today. So here's the Warnie. We love you, mate. We love you dancing up on that in the grandstand after we won the Ashes series. We loved all the wickets you took, especially the one against Gadding, like the ball of the century, and even you said it yourself, I never bowled another ball that good again. So, rest in peace, Warnie. This one's for you. Fucking send it! Warnie!